Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the BMW F30 from Chapel Hill series. We're going to be installing a brand new BMW battery into our F30. We've been having a couple issues during cold starts and after leaving the car sit for a while. Seems like the crank is just not getting enough energy when we are going to start the car. So we've had it on trickle for a while. We've been using that to sort of augment, but I think it's finally time to do a full battery replacement. I've owned the car since 2017. It's 2025. Haven't changed the battery myself since. Likely it's the OEM. We'll check the sticker when we get it, but we've got our battery, we've got our Ethernet cable, and we have our laptop where we'll be able to code the battery to the car. Alternatively, we may use Carly, but when we get there, we'll use the proper software in order to register the battery with the car. We are going from 90 amp hour to 92 amp hour, although interestingly enough, when I went to the dealership in order to get a new battery, instead of having 900 amps and 900 cold cranking amps, which is the original battery that's in the car, we have 850 amps and 850 cold crank amps. So certainly a little interesting that we have more amperage hours, but less amps and cold crank amps. So hopefully this works. Let's go ahead and get the old one uninstalled, the new one in, and registered to the car. For those of you that haven't accessed the battery in your F30, it is in the trunk on the passenger side, and it's easily accessed by just twisting open, folding out, thus revealing your battery. All right, in order to remove the battery, there are just two 10 mils holding this top bracket in, and the battery for the negative terminal is also a 10 mil, as is the positive. And there is just one air vent hose that we have to remove, and there's a 13 millimeter bolt holding in the entire battery. So with that, let's go ahead and get the cross member taken off first, then we'll disconnect their battery, and then we will go for the 13 mil. Always do the negative terminal first. All right, and with the negative off to the side, we're actually just gonna try to cover it up here with a plastic glove. That way we don't have any arcing or anything funny happening while we're trying to change this out. So, and then we're gonna go ahead and just tape it off to the side too, in order just to keep it out of our way. So let's just go ahead and get a little masking tape in order to do that. All right, and as you can tell, we're professionals here, so we have it professionally masked off against the side here. And with that, we can go ahead and take our positive terminal off. Before we do that, we're just going to disconnect this little air vent to the battery. All right, that's disconnected. And now we can go ahead and take our positive terminal off. And we'll also just put that off to the side a little bit if we can. Let's really sort of get it back there. Okay, and then we're just going to put a little towel over that so it doesn't just keep swinging back in our face. All right, with that secured, we are going to go ahead and get our 13 mil off. Okay, and that's off. And with that, we can go ahead and lift out our battery. right, let's go ahead and get our battery back in. Prior to putting the battery in, we did sand these down just a little bit, just a little Scotch-Brite on them to make sure that the mating surface was clean. Let's go ahead and get our air vent plug back in. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and get our retaining clips back in before connecting up the positive and negative terminals. With those three nice and secure, let's go ahead and put our positive terminal back on. Good and tight. All right, and now let's undo this entire contraption that we've assembled for ourselves over here. She is really fighting a little bit, huh? All right, and after fighting for it for a minute, I think we got it pretty snug. All right, nice and snug. She's not going anywhere. Let's go ahead and hook up Carly and get this battery coded to the car. All right, and here we have our Carly. Let's go ahead and get it out of the box and get it plugged in. And we're not going to start the car, but we are going to go ahead and put it into the on position. All right, and there's the car on. We're just going to turn our blower motor off and turn our sound off. That way nothing is burning our brand new battery. Let's go ahead and pull up Carly. We'll search for the app and then go ahead and do a scan of our car. And as the scan is happening, we'll detect any errors, but for this we're just really going down to the features. As you'll see, as the menu comes up, we'll go to the lower right, click features, scroll down to battery, click in, hit continue, and then we'll scroll a little bit to the right here to register same battery. We'll read the battery. Once it's done reading, we'll click OK. Next, we'll register the same battery, clicking register battery. Once it's registered the battery, we'll hit reread and close out. All right, well, she fired right up on the first try. No more hiccup on the cold start. This car hasn't been started in at least a week, and she fired right up and is idling perfectly. I think we just had a low charge on our battery. So with that fixed, let's go ahead, put the panel back in, and call our repair done. Back in the trunk, we are just going to go ahead and align our battery tray on the second try. Once you have the battery tray in, you can just close it with the turn of the small mechanism. With that, we're going to go ahead and call the replacement of our battery on our BMW F30 from Chapel Hill series complete. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more episodes.